Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Today, case of didn't make it, so I thought I'll continue talking about this thing about concentration and importance of not being distracted. And the book I was talking to case of about was called actually Deep Work by a person called Cal Newport. Cal Newport wrote this book, I think around almost 3-4 years back or even more. Not sure how far it was when he wrote this back, but I'm sure you can Google it up. So I strongly recommend that all of you read this book called Deep Work. So what is deep work? Deep work, Newport defines as deep work as the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. It's a state where you produce the high quality work in less time. Cognitively demanding task is where you need to really concentrate. You need to pay attention. You need to use your awareness to do this task, and it's a very demanding task. And what does this state produce? It produces high quality work in less amount of time. So the more you're able to deep work, that means focus and concentrate and work, the better you're able to perform high quality tasks in less amount of time. So what is deep work versus shallow work? He talks about the two states, deep work and shallow work. Deep work are tasks that requires a concentration, undivided attention, and are directly related to one's core personal and professional activity. That means something which is personal for you or professional activity that requires a lot of concentration and undivided attention is called deep work. In contrast, what is shallow work? Shallow work is non-cognitive demanding task. It's often performed while distracted. These efforts tend to not create much new value and are easily replicated. Something which you don't really pay attention to, something which you're just doing offhand. These are shallow work and can be easily reproduced by anybody and everybody. So it doesn't really add value to anything which you're doing personally or professionally. So shallow work is of no use to you professionally or personally, like deep work is in contrast. So what is the value of this deep work? Deep work allows professionals to master hard things quickly and produce an elite level of output. In today's economy, where attention is fragmented thanks to technology and social media, the ability to focus is becoming rare and a valuable skill. So, if you are able to concentrate and able to produce work with less amount of time and high quality because you're able to concentrate, it's becoming a rarer commodity and you're becoming a very valuable person. A lot of you do ask me on Instagram, how is it that I can upskill myself? How is it that I can stand out from the crowd? What can I do to really improve myself so that getting a job would be easier, holding on to that job will be easier, getting that extra pay or promotion will be easier. Well, deep work is the way forward. In a world where we are completely absorbed by social media and other distractions and quick news cycles, the ability to focus and concentrate is rare, believe it or not. So if you are able to do that, you will be a valued team member. So what is this hypothesis behind deep work? The ability to perform deep work is becoming rare because of, like I said, distraction, and is something which is increasingly valuable in our economy. So only a few cultivate this, and they who cultivate this will thrive. That is the hypothesis. The hypothesis is if you're able to do deep work, you will learn to upskill yourself and thrive, and able to produce quality work in a very short amount of time. And once this becomes a habit, this kind of deep work, in any problem solving situation where you have a very limited time and you have to apply yourself and your mind full and give a solution and think out of the box or think differently, deep work is what will get you there. So any kind of situation in your professional or personal life that requires quick thinking, deep work is the way to go. Anyone who is a elite athlete who's performing at the highest level does deep work. You take tennis, cricket, even Dhoni, Virat Kohli, anybody you take, Roger Federer, or even Djokovic, though I don't agree with some of the things he does. It's deep work which gets them there. Even a young prodigy who's a chess champion right now, who's come back to Chennai, and we're all celebrating him. He's able to achieve this because he's naturally is cued in to do deep work. So, what are the challenges of deep work? Because of the rise of social media and open office plans, which we all work in, and instant messaging apps and this constant email notifications we keep getting, it gets harder to engage in deep work. I see Keshav walking around outside. I don't know if he wants to come inside or not. I think he wants to skip today's recording because of too much of distraction in discussion yesterday. So Keshav's taking a U-turn and walking back out. Anyway, in this culture which we all are engaging now, in this busyness, where becoming constantly engaged is mistakenly seen as productivity or importance. My father used to famously say, if you have nothing to do, don't do it here. We used to call it MAFA, mistaken activity for action. So a lot of us seem to be doing this MAFA and doing a whole bunch of nothing in front of each other, which leads to this whole concept of busyness when we're really not doing anything productive, where we are spending a lot of time being unproductive, thinking that we are being productive. So there are a set of rules which Newport gives us, which we can use for creating deep work. First is work deeply. Set aside dedicated chunks of time for deep work. Protect these periods from distraction. So if you are in your office and you would like to do deep work, set aside dedicated chunks of time when you're doing work and you don't allow anything to come and distract you and disturb this deep work period. Treat it like gold dust. Embrace boredom. A lot of us nowadays shun away from boredom. We think boredom is something terrible. Don't always seek distraction in free moments. So when you're sitting and you have nothing to do, being bored is very good. I'll do a separate video on this, why boredom is very good. But embracing boredom and resisting the pull to social media and email is a very good thing. Learn to be bored. Nothing wrong in being bored. And another thing it tells you to do is quit social media. Be selective about the tools you use. Not all tools are value. Not all social media which you're consuming is required. Well, inherently it's not bad. You can use it to learn things and upskill yourself. But being in social media environment purely to kill boredom is a terrible thing, and it reduces your capacity to do deep work. So refrain from it and drain the shallows. Reduce the amount of time you spend doing shallow work in your day. Prioritize your tasks and delegate them and eliminate these obligations, these shallow obligations which you have, which really don't require you to focus your mind and which is not of any productive value, these work. Try to get them out of the way. Either club them together, create a system where you're able to put it together in such a way that you're able to execute them and get them out of the way sooner than later. Then another thing which is part of habit forming, which he talks about, which you can use for deep work, is rituals and routines. Newport suggests creating rituals and routines to help transition into deep work states. So getting into a deep work state, if you have a rituals and you have these set things rules which you follow, will help your mind to tell yourself, okay, I'm getting ready to do deep work now and I must get ready to get into this. This could help you be a specific location, as we spoke yesterday, setting start time, end time, or specific goals for a session. These will help you to achieve this deep work state. Then rest and downtime. Like I was telling Keshav yesterday, like physical exercise, you need to have your rest days, you need to have your off days to see those gains in physical exercise and build your endurance. Same way, when you're doing deep work, your mind needs a break. Downtime aids insight and recharges the energy that's required for deep work. So regular resting and avoiding work-related thoughts in the evenings can improve deep work the next day. So being this culture where we are always available 24/7, constantly being available for customers and clients and doing work all the time is not good. It will actually start frying your brain and you'll finally get into a burnout stage. To avoid this, when you finish your work, when you're done, your work time is over, when you punch out, switch off all work-related things and get into your relaxing mode. When you get from relaxing mode, when you switch back to work, be 100% committed to work. So this myth of multitasking does not exist. We human beings are not meant for multitasking. Multitasking cannot be performed by anybody. If you really analyze anybody who's saying they're a multitasker, at any given point of time, all they're able to do is one task. But we let ourselves believe ourselves into doing multitask. There's no way our brain can consciously be focused on multiple tasks at the same time and do it. If we try doing that, we'll end up ruining everything. So to measure deep work, he uses a 4DX framework. There's 4 disciplines of execution. This framework ensures that the goals related to deep work are met. This includes focusing on widely important goals, measuring the lead, lag indicators, and compelling scoreboard and creating a rhythm for this accountability. End of the day, everything works on accountability. So if you want to perform this kind of deep work, you should be accountable. And when even you hold yourself accountable, any kind of progress can be measured and seen. Otherwise, you'll be assuming you're making progress all the while you're sitting in the same place and not really moving forward. So a lot of you are thinking, okay, you're talking about value investing and we're talking about investing. How all this is deep work related to this? Well, the reason why I brought deep work into this is, especially as an Indian and being the environment we are in, Anand always talks about learning and how you need to apply and you need to study this. And the reason why Anand is so good is because he does deep work. He sits and he sets aside time to sit and read stock information, company information. He spends time actually doing this every day. And this kind of deep work is what has given him this knowledge base. So in-depth analysis is very important. Value investing requires thorough analysis of companies to determine their intrinsic value. This involves understanding their financial statements, industry dynamics, company management, and more. Deep work allows the investor to deeply dive into these areas without distraction and ensuring a comprehensive understanding. Avoiding market noise. This is also part of deep work, what we're talking. Shallow work. Reading market noise is shallow work. Stock markets, include Indian stock market, are filled with noise, daily price fluctuations, news headlines, and short-term events. Engaging in deep work helps you to investor to avoid these things and focus on long-term fundamentals of a company rather than getting swayed by market sentiments. You will see all these talking heads on TV, in social media, on TV, on Instagram, giving you all kinds of market noise. These are all shallow work. Anybody can look at a few things and tell you something that's logical and makes sense. That's not deep work. So please don't rely on this kind of shallow work which you yourself can do and think that is some value to you. It's not. Reading and learning. Value investing legends like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger emphasize the importance of continuous reading and learning. So the deep work principles enable you to do this. They enable you to build this foundation of reading annual reports, industry research, books, and other relevant material, enhancing your investing knowledge and better decision making. This practice allows you to foster clarity through thought. And as a value investor, this means you make better investment decisions based on sound rational than emotional and external pressures. This gives you a competitive edge. Come in, Kesav. You want to talk to me? I'm recording the podcast. Sure, you can sit here. Kesav is sitting off camera, guys. He's come to hear what is this man talking to the camera about. Anyway, competitive advantage. In a market where many participants react to short-term stimuli, the ability to focus deeply provides a distinct advantage. By understanding business and its profound level, a value investor can identify the opportunities that others might overlook. Studying market dynamics can only be done if you do deep work. It can help you understand the cultural influences, tailor your understandings to government regulations, and blend industries, cross industries, what is happening. This kind of attention you can only garner by doing deep work. So this is the main reason why I keep saying deep work is important. And it's also important for personal growth. Beyond investing and beyond all this, deep work principles can assist you for your own personal development and enhance your skills like critical thinking, patience, and focus. So all these indirectly benefit you, not only a value investing road, not only a professional road, but also as a person. So anyway, in conclusion, what I want to tell you is Newport's Deep Work is a highly recommended book I read. I recommend all of you read. Be it in a professional realm, be it in value investing, or just as a human being, to understand what's happening to you with social media and this current cycle, new cycles we live in. Deep Work can help you understand this. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video today. Do subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification icon so you'll be notified anytime me, Kesav, Anand, or Shashwat have something up there for you guys. See you in the next one. Thank you.